Hey everybody, welcome back. It's another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I am Barbara and I'm so excited if you're stopping to tune in. Today, we're going to make pesto. Yes, it's my first time making pesto. Hold on, is it my first time making pesto? It's definitely my first time making pesto from my own homegrown basil. So it seems to be pretty easy, just a few ingredients. My basil, I've been meaning to do this all summer long. But time is the issue. But today, I'm going to pick the basil that I have left that has not started to flower, I think. All my other basil in the garden is starting to flower, so I'm afraid to pick it because it may be bitter. But I have some basil in one of my circular metal raised beds that I think may still be good. So let's go ahead and harvest some and see if we can make some good pesto that we can freeze for later and have, the taste of summer in the fall. That's what it's all about. If you have made basil pesto before from your own basil, let me know in the comments. And as you see how I'm going to make it, let me know if you do something different. I would love to know. But first, let's go get this basil. As you can tell, it's almost dark, y'all. It's been a day. So let me try to do this real quick and then we'll take it into the house and we'll make the pesto. Okay, so you can see, oh, my basil fell. Real life vlogging right here. Okay. Y'all, and I'm out here with bootleg scissors trying to cut my basil because I can't find my pruners. I have two pairs of pruners. I can't find either one of them. I just ordered another pair that came today. They're on my counter. I forgot to bring them down here. But where are my pruners? Like, I use them, I put them back on my table. I think my husband uses them and puts them somewhere, but so I couldn't find it, but I'm trying to beat the dark. So yeah, so this is how much basil I have. There are a few pieces that look like it was about to flower. I didn't do a good job of pruning my basil this summer. I have to add that to my list of things to improve, but I'm gonna try it and see if excuse me, see if it works. Okay, so we're gonna get ready and make this pesto. First off, my house smells amazing because basil smells amazing. So here is my basil. Oh, it smells so good. Basil is one of my favorite herbs because it smells so good. So I just sniff it in the garden because it just smells so good to me. Basil, lavender. What's another one of my favorites? Sage, lemon thyme, a lot of them. Let me catch you up. So it's a different day than when I first started shooting the video. I brought my basil in that night and I rinsed it and I made a huge mistake. Didn't know I was making a mistake, but I made a huge mistake. So I rinsed the basil to get it clean and I put it in my refrigerator because I was gonna do basil the next morning because I ran out of time that night. Well, when I got up the next morning and got my basil out, it was all brown and yucky. So after I did some research, I found out that basil does not like cold temperatures. It, like the heat change from going from the hot to the cold will cause it to get the brown spots. And so it said that if you want to keep your basil fresh, like overnight or until you can get to it, then just put the stems in water, kind of like you're putting a flower in a vase. Didn't know that. So that basil was yucky, did not turn out right. So I had to go get some new basil from my garden. This time, I just picked this today, and you can see it looks pretty good. Now, there's part of the basil plant that had started to flower. So I picked the part that hadn't flowered yet. So I'm gambling here because I don't know if the basil is gonna taste good because it may have already turned bitter. I don't know, but we're gonna gamble. Somebody said that if the part hadn't flowered yet, then it should still be good. And they even said, somebody told me that if you take the flower part off, you can kind of slow down the flowering, going to seed process. So we're gonna make this basil. All this is new. I've never made basil before. I don't know if my basil is 100% good. I wish I would have done it early in the summer, but we're gonna try it and see. And that's all part of the journey, right? So what I have done, I have washed the basil just like in cool water, just to make sure there were no insects on it. Obviously, you know, I grew it, so it's organic. It hasn't been sprayed with anything, but I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing, you know, hanging around on it. So I washed the basil and then I dried it really, really well. Just put it in between some paper towels and rolled it around to make sure that it was dry. This recipe looks pretty easy, so we're gonna try the recipe. So it called for garlic. I have 4 cloves of garlic. You can use as many as you want, and we're gonna do this in the food processor. And this garlic is homegrown, so that's always good. So we're going to just chop this up. Okay, so that's chopped up, and then I have some pine nuts. And so the recipe calls for like a 1/3 cup of pine nuts. All my measuring cups are in use, so we're just gonna eyeball this. And the recipe said that you could use any kind of nuts like almond, macadamia. Traditional pesto is made with pine nuts. I had these in my freezer, so they should still be good. And I'm just gonna eyeball it and put in here a third cup. Pine nuts are really, 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 really expensive. So I could see why the recipe said you could use another nut, because another nut would be cheaper. I happen to have these in my freezer, so we're gonna go with it. So let's just chop these up real quick. And then we're gonna put our basil in there. I have 4 cups of basil, and you can see that I kind of just pressed it in there. So that's kind of filling. And then I'm gonna drizzle oil while I'm chopping up the basil. This is a cup of olive oil. I had regular olive oil, like a classic olive oil, but I didn't have enough, only had half a cup. So I added in the extra virgin olive oil. You can do whatever olive oil in terms of your taste. Sometimes the extra virgin can be too strong for people, but either one is fine. So we're gonna do this and drizzle this in. Ooh, it's looking pretty. Finished all of the oil. Oh, y'all, that looks so good, and it smells so good. Okay, let me get a spatula real quick. Y'all, it smells so good. This better be good. Okay, so I'm just getting all that stuff in there. Okay, so let's put the rest of this oil in here. Okay, so now we're gonna add half a teaspoon of salt. Let's see here. So this is just sea salt. And then a half a teaspoon of pepper. And this is like a pepper-like seasoning. It tastes just like pepper, except it's not pepper. If pepper like messes up like your digestion or something like that, this is from the Vegetarian Express. I think they have a new name now, but I think if you put in the Vegetarian Express, it'll be able to, it'll pull up whatever the new name is. I don't remember what the new name is. And I'm not gonna do half a teaspoon because I'm like, pepper and pesto don't sound. Let's just do, we'll do a 1/4. How about that? We'll try that. It tastes just like pepper. Let's see what's in it, if I can read it. but it's like all natural. It's dehydrated garlic, herbs, lemon peel, and sea salt, but it tastes just like pepper. How? I don't know, but it does. Okay, then we're gonna add in Parmesan cheese. It asks for a cup of Parmesan cheese. This is actually dairy-free, follow your heart. So this is actually gonna be like a vegan pesto. And I have just enough. So we're gonna put this in here. We're gonna see how it tastes. Yeah, let's taste some of that. That tastes good. Okay, y'all, that's like it. But here comes the deal. We gotta taste it. Okay? Look at that. Now, let's taste it. That's good. That's real good. Y'all, that's good. I think you need a little bit more salt. A little bit more salt. Okay. That's good. Let me get another spoon. Okay, y'all, that tastes good to me. I added some salt. I'm gonna get my husband to taste it. Now, here's a disclaimer. He's not a pesto lover. He likes it. I love pesto. So we're gonna let him taste it and we'll see what he says. Okay, come on, honey. He's so tall. I mean, he's a little bit taller than me, just a little bit. Okay, so okay.
That's good. That's real good.
It is?
That's good.
He said it's good, y'all. Y'all.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's vegan. That's with the vegan Parmesan cheese. Yeah, I'm sure probably, I know I'm just licking my fingers all on camera. That's okay. It's my channel. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. That is good. So I use this right here, the Follow Your Heart dairy-free cheese Parmesan. I'm not gonna be able to, I promise you, I don't know that I can tell the difference. Now, you may say it may have a richer taste if it was real Parmesan cheese. That tastes good. Y'all, I'm so excited. Okay, look at this. So we can use this for like pasta. We can use it for pizza sauce. You can use it probably like on like a, what else? Pizza, pasta. Those are the main things that I use pesto for. But look how pretty it is. I love that. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do now. I'm actually gonna freeze this because I'm not making anything with pesto tonight. And I don't know if I'm gonna make anything pesto related this week. So we're actually gonna freeze. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it in a freezer bag. I saw this on somebody else's. Put it in a freezer bag, flatten it out, and they said that it freezes really, really well. But I'm almost tempted to put pasta on the menu tomorrow because this is so good. And it made, if I had to guess, it probably made, let's see. That's like it's probably 2 cups. Yeah, probably 2 cups. So let me get a freezer bag and let's freeze this. And then, y'all, that was easy. That was really, really easy. Okay. I keep dipping into this pesto and licking my fingers. It is so good. It's so good. Okay. We are going to, and I have more basil so I can make more pesto. I'm thinking about changing my menu for tomorrow and including pasta so I can have some basil pesto. But just in case I don't, I'm gonna go ahead and freeze this. And I have more over there on my other counter that I can make. I'm growing more basil next summer. It's done. It's a sealed deal. I am growing more basil next summer. I've had so much basil this summer, but it's at the end of the summer. And a lot of my stuff went to seed because I didn't, here, let's do this. Because I didn't make this pesto in time. But that's okay. That is a-okay. Because we are making it now. And I know my son's not gonna eat this. It's green, so, you know, he'll be like, what is that green sauce? He needs some culture in his life. That's all I can say. So, let us, okay, I'm just putting this in a freezer bag. And then we're gonna flatten it out and then we can store it flattened out. That's what we're gonna do. Let me know if you guys have made pesto before, and if you have, is your recipe, is there any other ingredient you put in your pesto that I did not put in mine? I would love to know, because this right here is bomb.com. I'm just putting this in here. This tastes much better than that stuff you buy at the store in a jar. That stuff is nasty. I bought it one time and I was like, this, I like pesto. This is not it. This is not it. But this right here, y'all, this is sellable right here. That's how good this is. I want y'all to try this recipe and tell me what you think, especially if you're vegan. Okay, so I've gotten all the pesto out. It's the last one. And I put it in my sandwich bag. That got a little messy. Now, when this camera goes off, I'm getting all of that in my mouth, but I won't do that on camera. Okay, so you can see how much I have. And so now what I'm going to do is actually just get all the air out of it and press this. So I'm gonna store it just like this, flat in my freezer. And that way, when I make more, I can just stack them on top of each other. Just like that. And then I'm gonna label it. And voila, you have vegan basil pesto. Just like that. That was super easy and quick, like super easy and quick. If you have basil in your garden that you have not done anything with, if it's overflowing, go out there, clip you some basil and come in and make you some pesto. Pretty much everything I already had on hand. I had the pine nuts in my freezer, so I had bought those before, but you can use any kind of nuts. So if you have a nut, an almond, a macadamia, walnut, you can use that. The only thing that I don't normally just have Parmesan cheese, that Follow Your Heart brand, in my house. I bought it for this recipe. So I got to go buy some more now that I know that I like it to make the other basil pesto. But everything else was salt, pepper, olive oil, and garlic cloves. That's it. That is it. So you can use basil fresh, but you can also make pesto if you're a pesto lover and make your own. It tastes so much better. And if you're vegan, this is a great recipe for you to try, and you can still have basil pesto at home without trying to worry about what's in it. All natural ingredients. So thank you guys for joining me in the kitchen today as I made the basil pesto. I'm gonna go lick the rest of my bowl. No judgment. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Remember, gardening is a journey. This is all part of it. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time.